Ladies and gentlemen, we are having a bulk cooking in this kitchen today. I want to cook in bulk and stock them in my freezer for long-term use. As a busy wife and mom, I need to plan myself in a way that we eat home-cooked meal, but without much stress. So today is the day where I want to cook, different soups. I want to cook my tomato soup, and I also want to cook ogbono soup, and I also want to cook okra and also ewedu. I will check my fridge if I have more okra and ewedu, but if I don't have, then we have to shop for okra and ewedu, and then I cook everything because I'm free yesterday, today, and tomorrow. I need to get things into the freezer so that the days I'm working, life gets easier for us as a family. That is how I plan myself. If you're a wife, if you're a mom, if you're working, you have a business of your own, you do everything all together, you really need to know how to plan yourself. So this is outside cooking and it's just a general talk. So I get my apron and we start right away. There's a whole lot of cooking that we are going to do today, a whole lot of cooking. And we are all going to cook it together. This is a cook with me show, right? This is a cook with me show. So please prepare to join me in the cooking today. Yeah. Yes. So I am well put together now and ready to do the cooking. Are you ready to cook with me? Let's go. Yeah. So like I said, I want to cook variant soup and store them in these bowls and put them in my freezer. So I'm really going to use a whole lot of paprika, tomato, onions, and I have all types of proteins here. I have the meat from the pig, I have the fish, I have the dry fish from Nigeria. This is called stock fish. I have the nice agema wok momo, and I have the nice shaki and the likes. So I have a number of protein I'm going to put in this soup. You can imagine how this soup is going to be really tasty. I have a number of spices I'm going to use. This is my spice mix bowl. I have the pepper soup spice. This is the ogbono. I'm going to cook ogbono separately, and I'm going to use the stock fish, some shaki and some meat. I have the crayfish. I have the different mix for meat and fish. I have different seasonings here. Yeah, I like using some of the barbecue seasoning in my soup, and I have leftover stock from the last bulk cooking. So all these I'm going to use in creating that nice soup. And then I'm going to use my palm oil and groundnut oil in the soup. And yeah, I have my pressure pot to cook the meat to tender, especially these two. They have to be really tender. And also I'm going to cook everything all together. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm going to cook them in the pressure pot, and I'm going to cook the fish in the normal pot. All right, we have all the things ready. I have everything set up. I have the blender and everything, the bowls I need. I have my pan, so it's just for me to start getting them done one after the other. The first thing I'm going to do is prepare the meat. In the meat, I'm going to add onions generously, and I'm going to add the previous stock to, help it also fast. And also I'm going to have spices and salt, and we are going to have already nice stock waiting to sweeten each and every of our soup. All right, so we begin in earnest. If you are not conversant with the Nigerian soup, today you are going to experience how we cook our soup. The first thing I'm going to do is first get the meat, like I said earlier on, get the meat cooked, well cooked. We have to cook it to soft so that some of the meats are still blocked. So if I see that some of them are still blocked, I'm just going to take them in the microwave a bit. But I think, yes, so you have to cut it into small pieces like this. All right. Some of them are still blocked. I think I'm going to put it in the microwave a bit to defrost before I start cooking. So far so good. All our shaki and pomo, they are all ready, cut into pieces. I'm going to wash them and then prepare them to put in the pressure pot. I'm going to cut onions because I need onions to cook the meat. I'm going to use 2 onions. I expect to finish this cooking in 2 hours. Yes. I am very fast when it comes to cooking in my own kitchen because I already know the topography of the entire kitchen. So, and I know where I put each of my things. So, I'm going to blend these onions and we are going to use to cook. I didn't use all this meat. I didn't use everything because it's much. I'm also going to use just few out of this also. So yeah, we have all our meats put together. Now I'm going to wash them and start cooking in the pressure pot. For the fish, I'm going to cook separately in another pot. I just remember that I could put this in my ogbono, so I just brought it out now. I'm going to use it. Now let's blend the onions and pour it inside the meat. So I have the meat here, and so I've already poured in the old stock. Now I'm pouring the onion blend inside. That will be our main water for this stock meat. So now we are going to put in our spices. Our salt. A little of this barbecue stuff. And the last but not the least, our pepper soup spice. I'm telling you, this meat is already rich. Let me show you. You can see already we have a whole lot of spices, and already your meat is going to come out really tasty with the onions and the spices, well seasoned. So while our meat is cooking, we want to prepare all other things. Yeah. You want to prepare the tomato and but before I do that, I need to prepare the fish. Let me teach you how you can get rid of the dirt of your fish without your house having a nasty aroma. You flush it in the toilet, all right? You take it with your kitchen rolls and you flush it down the drain. I learned that from a friend. When I went to her house, she was preparing fish. Before, I used to put it in my organic bin, and everywhere would be smelling less than 24 hours where I have to put it out. So I learned it from her. I saw her flushing it in her toilet, and then I said, okay, I am also going to be flushing all this dirt that comes out from my fish also in my toilet. So I'm teaching you also this. Take your kitchen paper, wrap it in nicely, clean it nicely, and go drop it in the loo. Now our fish is well rinsed. We'll cook it in a different pot. So I have my pot here. I put in my fish. I cut a little onions, spice it up a little, and then I put 1 or 2 spices. I'm just going to use these 2 spices, and I'm not going to add salt because those spices are filled with salt already. So I'm adding just very little water in such a way that the water is going to dry with the fish. The next thing is to prepare the pepper. I'm going to prepare them one after the other, right? Cut them into pieces. I always like to blend the mushroom into my pepper, so I'm going to carry some mushrooms and blend into it. They all add flavor, niceness, aroma into everything. They have a lot of pepper to blend, so I have 2 bowls here to contain them. Because remember, we are cooking in bulk. We have to fill all the plates in my front with food. So, life made easy subsequently. So from these 2 bunch of pepper, I'm going to make tomato soup. I'm going to make eforiro and vegetables, called vegetable soup, eforiro, and I'm also going to make ogbono. So that's why you see it's so plenty like this. So I'm going to make something nice from them, at least 3 soups from them. Yeah. The next thing is to blend them, all right? But I want to use the water from the stock to blend. So I'm going to wait a little bit for about 9 more minutes for the meat to get done before I blend, because I want to use the stock from the meat to blend the pepper so it can be tasty already before even cooking. So we have blended our pepper, all our pepper. Our fish is ready for the eforiro, and then our meat also is almost ready. So now the cooking process will start right away. Before I start the cooking process, I want to cut some herbs to put in the soup. Yes, fresh herbs. So I'm going to slice out a number of them, and I'm going to use it in my cooking. Yes. If you look at these herbs, you can see that fresh flowers are blooming. You can see the young ones, they are coming out. So, and if you see this one also, they are fresh ones sprouting up. So I've cut the ones I'm going to use for the cooking today, and I'm going to add them generously to all my meals. Now I want to blend it. 1 hour is like almost going from the time I used to cook, but thank God I've pre-prepared everything I want to use, and the cooking will begin in earnest, and in less than 1 hour I should be done. Now our meat is ready. Whoa. Whoa, whoa, whoa. This is nice. Came out really good. Wow. Let me bring the camera close. You can see we have a very nice, well-seasoned meat already. And that's what I'm going to use to cook. Wow, beautiful. We have a nice stock. We have a nice stock here. Getting my palm oil inside. See, you know what? Palm oil used to cause the fire alarm to sound. So I'm just going to open the door because I don't want any nonsense this morning. So I'm going to also put some little groundnut oil when it's hot a bit. I'll put a little palm oil because I'm cooking quite bulky soup. And then when it's hot a bit, I'm going to fry this tomato paste. This soup that I want to cook, we should be able to use it to eat rice, to be able to use it to eat swallow meals with our okra or ewedu. So I'm going to fry the tomato paste before adding the pepper. So it's hot. I'm gonna put it. Try to fry for some minutes. All the spices are added. All the spices are added, and I'm just going to cover this up. It's going to cook for about 10 minutes or thereabouts, and our soup is ready. Our tomato soup is ready.